So I'm going to take this, just for scientific purposes, we're going to take this into a 2-man and see if my luck holds for 2-mans versus the competitive event. It's like, every single 2-man I played, I just crushed my opponent. So I was like, oh yeah, we'll just take this into a competitive league, we'll crush some opponents, they'll have a good time, maybe go 3-2. Nope! Oh, look at that. This is a really good hand. We'll keep this hand. We have Tron Piece, blue land, and a 3rd land, and our opponent mulligans. It's just like in the 2-man rooms. And they played a basic planes. They've basically already lost. Thraben Inspector? Play an island, pass the turn. Are we getting a Myriad? Oh gosh. Field of Ruin. Our natural enemy. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Like, I try not to adjust it. And even if I adjust it, it like doesn't carry over. Let's play Field of Ruin. If our opponent wants to field our field, that's okay. Opponent gets in for 1. Squadron Hawk. Alright. Squadron Hawk it is. I'm going to repeal this just to get a draw. We get a tower. Opponent discards a Squadron Hawk. We draw a Dismember. We'll play Power Plant. Put Ballista on 1. You have the deck marked as private. I can't actually see it. Put a Plays Inspector. Gets a clue. Why didn't we just field their field? Because we had a feeling that our opponent was going to do something like this. So we can now field their field. Play an Urza's Tower. Field. Get an island. Pass the turn. Opponent goes to Path Ballista. Ping a Hawk. Provide the opponent a decent path target. Yeah, I know, right? Ooh, Incubation Druid. Oh, Blanchwood Armor. We're Blanchwood armoring people? Oh, I love it. Opponent attacks for 2. We take 2. And plays a Serra Ascendant. You'd have thunk it, Raelin. Play Academy Ruins. Pass the turn. Got you to Diamond so far. Mythic up next. Sounds great. I'll probably be doing a little bit more arena content coming up. For the same reason that I always have to do arena content. Basically because I run out of money to play Moto. Because we only play bad decks on this channel. Opponent's got a Ranger of Eos. Alright. Opponent gets a Martyr of Sands and a Walking Ballista. We draw Condescend. We'll play an island. Pass the turn. We're going to Aetherize. I was going to say, I actually have gone really close to infinite drafting. Like, I've spent probably $40 on the game thus far. Maybe a little bit more. Let's Aetherize. I don't even care if our opponent gains a trillion life from this. We probably could have dismembered in response and stopped them from gaining a trillion life. I'm not. I'm actually not that great of a drafter, but the average draft, like with the bots give you good cards. If you know what the good cards of the set are, you will just, like, you'll wreck people. Opponent plays a Sarah Ascendant. Plays Sarah Ascendant. And a Thraben Inspector. Well, we're going to condescend Thraben Inspector and see if we can't get our last Tron piece. Gemstone Caverns to the bottom. Oh, I should have kept that for Oblivion Stone. That was bad. Untap, we draw Ugin. Well, we have to hold up Cyclonic Rift because Kano's a genius. But that doesn't stop us from playing Oblivion Stone. Oh, I guess the land for Oblivion Stone didn't matter. Almost diamond at draft, 9,000 in gems, and got rid of a large chunk of the guilds in last week. Nice. Okay, bounce this so we don't die. Opponent hits us for 6, goes to 54. The good news is if we draw our last Tron piece, we can crack O-Stone and play Wormcoil. Opponent plays a Ranger when they already had 9 cards in their hand. We could also do the reasonable thing and just Ugin and exile the board. Untap, we draw a map. So this, and this. Ugin, -4. Ah, that seems good. Play map. Crack map, get Urza's Mine. Play mine. Watch us get mana tithed. -4. Exile the board. Pass the turn. Does this board not spark joy? Yeah! Next week they're doing Ixalan block. Oh, okay. Cool. Ah, yes, opponent. Continue playing 1 and 2 drops so I can just crack this guy for 1 more. I mean, we could just crack O-Stone and plus if we wanted to get Ugin actually ticking up. Oh no, we don't want to do that. We do not want to do that without putting a fate counter on Ugin. So let's -1 Ugin. Play Wormcoil Engine. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks a clue, draws a card. Well, I mean, that's pretty annoying. Put a fate counter on Ugin while we still have the mana. Opponent Ghost Quarters go through. We get an island. Opponent casts an Inspector. Cracks the clue and draws a card. We can just get Tron again next turn. Stop on our upkeep. Academy Ruins map. Draw map. Play map. Shoot the Inspector. Attack for 6. Pass turn, hold up Remand Dismember. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, even if it's right, Raylan. Remand Ranger. I'll do it next turn. They gave up. It's cool. They gave up. Okay, so Chalice, Engineered Explosives in Spatial Contortion, Dismember in, and what goes out? I think we're going to go ahead and drop... Oh, Crucible of Worlds, yes. Crucible of Worlds in. Not too much, Last God 51. Right now we're playing Mono Blue Tron. We lost in the competitive league, despite having amazing luck and a billion two-mans today. Probably bring in Tech Edge, too. That's reasonable. Okay, well, they cast a bunch of one-drops, so I don't know how good Remand is. It's incredibly sad. I kind of want to get rid of Mindslaver, because I don't even know how we really take advantage of their turn without going for the full combo. I feel like I'm dropping Mindslaver. We'll cut all the remands. Like, we have Condescend if we want to counterspell. I feel like Treasure Mage is worse. Lost because you can't win with Battlewits if you're not playing Battlewits. Very true, Joe West. And let's see, I need to cut one more card. Maybe Emrakul for the same reason. Repeal's pretty bad in general. Alright, sure. Maybe we want Ulamog over Emrakul. Because, like I said, taking... Well, they have paths. Emrakul is technically better against paths. We'll keep this. Hey, blue mana. Hi, Pyrakor. How's it going? I'm going to keep this, but the question is, what do I pitch to Caverns? I think the answer is Wormcoil, but I don't want the answer to be Wormcoil. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Mutavault, passes. We draw an island. That's fair. That is a fair assessment, Raylan. Our opponent plays a Ghost Quarter and a Smuggler's Copter. I'm going to go ahead and counter that just to get a couple of scries out of the deal. Hey, thanks for the bits, Last God. I appreciate it. Tech Edge to the bottom. I'm actually going to keep this Field of Ruin, though. Oh my gosh. Thanks for the more bits. I'll appreciate. I'm going to hit this Ghost Quarter while it's tapped out. We're probably not casting anything this turn anyway. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe they needed the white. I got overzealous. It's okay. We'll survive. Opponent plays the field. Plays a Squawk. Caw. Opponent gets 3 Squadron Hawks. We draw a power plant. As long as we know how to love, I know we'll stay alive. We'll play an island. We'll pass. Probably gonna end up fielding this Mutavault. Unless, like, because I'm imagining our opponent wants to try and crack. Well, never mind. I was gonna say field. We could field the field, but I guess it's not really gonna matter that much. We'll take the 1. Opponent plays a martyr. Let's hit Mutavault. We know they're holding 3 Squadron Hawks. Get an island. Untap. Draw tower. Play power plant. Pass the turn. At this rate, we're going to have enough islands to cast any of our threats we're going to draw anyway. But our only opportunity to use colorless mana is now. Tried to make a janky white-black sisters deck that drained them all and boosted us, but it was fun, but not that good. Fair. Opponent has Gideon, Ally of Zendikar in their hand, along with another Martyr and 3 Squadron Hawks. Well, if Gideon ever wants to animate an attack, he's going to get Aetherized. Opponent plays Gideon. Makes a knight. And gets in for 1. We take it. We draw a Worm Coil. So players is tower. Cast Worm Coil. Opponent should not be holding a path. They did not reveal a path. Opponent Surgical's Power Plant. Sure, at this point it's not really going to matter. 6 mana Rampant Growth. Could be. Wormcoil best artifact. I know some people who would disagree and say Time Vault, but personal opinion, Clock of Omens best artifact. Maybe Possessed Portal best artifact. Shoot, this is a tougher question. Black Lotus best artifact? Are you sure? Black Lotus accelerates you. Time Vault wins the game. Chalice on 1 seems pretty sexy. Well, let's attack for 6. I'm going to attack Gideon. Putting it on 2 and preventing them to... casting it pre-combat doesn't do anything. We are casting it this turn, though. So opponent's 3 cards in hand are all Squadron Hawks. We're going to put Chalice on 1 to stop the Serra Ascendant problem, we'll call it. Cerebral Assassin runs 2 to 3 main deck? Really? Wait a minute, I've lost track of... Were we saying Chalice of the Void best artifact? Because I could see an argument for Chalice of the Void being best artifact. Also, I don't remember what Cerebral Assassin is. Is that the surgical extraction deck? Opponent attacks. We're gonna let it go. Fair enough. My apologies for misunderstanding. There's a good argument for that. Ravager up there somewhere? We've got an Ugin. Bauble is the coolest. Most gangster cantrip, Bauble. Opponent chumps with a Squadron Hawk. Pass the turn. If our opponent attacks all out, we're casting Aetherize. If they leave like one knight behind and nothing else, we might be snapcastering for Spatial Contortion. We'll take the damage. Opponent might want a triple block. We go draw a tower, play tower. Attack Gideon. Opponent goes for the triple block. Well, let's Snapcaster for Spatial Contortion and kill one of the knights. Ravager, most annoying artifact. There's a pretty good argument for that one. Opponent makes a knight. And passes. Attack Gideon. Keep back, Snappy. Opponent jumps. Oh, it got banned when you had a playset? I am sorry to hear, but Jitte was a design mistake, and I don't regret saying that. Opponent makes a knight. Plays a Squadron Hawk. Best artifacts that are playable in Modern, along with Thorn, yeah. Okay, this should be game over. -4, Ugin. Goodbye, Snappy. Start hitting him with a worm. Oz, why do you hate aggro so much? Oh, man. Opponent says GG's. See? Two-mans. This deck is amazing in two-mans. I'll play another one just to prove it. Because, like, I played, like, 5 test matches today and won every single one of them. Look at this hand! This hand's amazing! I don't know what it is, but I can play Mono Blue Tron in two-mans and not in competitive events. Simply for mulligans alone. Like, if you lived through the Affinity era, you either loved it or hated it. Fair. Play Expedition map. Pass the turn. Looks like some sort of green... This could be Hardened Scales. This also could be Jank. Play Power Plant, pass the turn. Opponent plays Forest number 3. This could be Mono Green Eldrazi. Boy, do I love Jank. Leatherback Baloth incoming. Dungrove Elder. It's okay, we can Cyclonic Rift Dungrove Elder if it becomes a problem. Let's tutor up tower. Opponent gets an Elder. We untap. Play tower. Play worst Ardugan. -3. Exile Dungrove Elder. Pass the turn. I think you mean Ugin. Yeah, that's what I meant. First Strike Basilisk Collar deck is fun. Basilisk Collar on Walking Ballista is really fun too. Basilisk Collar on creatures that you can give First Strike and Trample, also fun. To be honest, I like to play decks like Anafenza Illusion, Evolution, and Blue-Black Steel. There's a blue-black one? I haven't seen it. It sounds exciting, though. So, like, you've caught my attention. Opponent plays Forest, number 5. Treefolk Tribal? There's a blue-black... I didn't know there was a blue-black steel deck. Treefolk and forests you control have indestructible and other treefolk... Okay, first off, real talk here. Treefolk is one of my favorite, absolute favorite tribes in Modern. And I think instead of Eldrazi getting a soul land, Treefolk ought to have gotten the soul land, okay? Well, let's play Caverns. We will Spatial Contortion. Dismember. Shoot our opponent. Pass the turn. When Treefolk get rolling, watch out. Yeah, no, Treefolk, like, critical mass for Treefolk is like critical mass for Merfolk, only 10 times as scary, but 3 times as slow. Yeah, I adapted Blue Steel to actually work in a meta with Thing in the Ice, and Dredge running amok, Fatal Pushes, Tezzeret, and Leyline in the side. Vault and Scourge in the main. Oh, that sounds actually pretty sweet. They should have gotten a workshop that taps for tree mana. Oh my gosh, Rail and the puns. That's awful. I know you don't feel bad about that, and that's okay, but you might should feel bad about that. Shoot our opponent. We're going to hold up Best Fog. Or maybe just Fog. Aetherize here. Watch him cast like a Boundless Realms here. Heartwood Storyteller. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, each of that player's opponents may draw a card. Okay, so he gets to draw whenever I cast a non-creature spell. That's okay. Opponent equips Basilisk Collar. Goes to combat. Attacks. We will Aetherize. Well, Timber Protector and Dungrove Elder are good tree folks. They are. It's just like I expected better ones along the curve. Other tree folk and forests you have are indestructible. Seems pretty good. Along with other forests, other tree folk get 1/1. If you carefully inspect the top right of the card, you know, that number is 4. 4, Raylan. It says right there. It says 4. 4's not so bad. Oh wait, the tree mana. I always forget to take into account the tree mana. We'll play an island. Shoot our opponent with Ugin again. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Bosk Banneret. 4 is not 0, 1, or even 2. Once the third number in sequence being achieved, being 3. Opponent attacks Ugin. Let's repeal for funsies. 4 is too much, 2 is not enough, and 5 is right out! Oh, man. I love Monty Python. Holy Grail and Flying Circus. What aggro is the weenies? Mid-range is the medium dudes. What's the high end where you run out the fatties called? Tron. The film had a budget of like $300,000 and was filmed in 5 days. Yeah. And I think they just stopped when they stopped because it was like where the budget ran out and they were like, all right, yeah, sure, anticlimax. Treefolk Harbinger. They can tutor for a Treefolk. Is that mid-range if you ramp into fatties? I guess. I think it's mid-range. I mean, you could be playing Control, right? Because Control plays fatties. Ramp. Ramp is another good way to describe it, if you're using ramp to get to there. You could do Reanimator. That casts fatties, though it cheats them in. Some of the cards will be stompy. Your mono green list that you sent me is definitely considered mid-range. Like, it does some stuff to cheat out a few things, but it's definitely mid-range. Like, Galta kind of cheats itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Overload Cyclonic Rift, because that never happens enough. It's kind of whatever the creator wants to call it, so long as you fit loosely within the guidelines. Turn myself into a streamer, Morty! Sorry. I'm really happy with this shirt. My girlfriend got it for me, and it's very exciting. Carnage Tyrant with Blanchwood on it is very mean. I agree. It is the biggest boggle. Let's minus 10. Put a new Ugin into play. Keep the new Ugin. Shoot our opponent. Pass the turn. There's a lot of disagreement over whether ramp is mid-range or control. Really? Because, like, you can play a control-y ramp deck, but, like... Oh, wait, hang on. We are going to... actually, we're going to remand. This is why hard-casting fatties is bad in Modern. Cards like Remand exist. Opponent plays a Basilisk Collar. Resolves. And now we condescend. There's also a lot of disagreement whether prison is control or its own thing. I feel like prison is its own thing. Personal opinion. Now, I can see the argument there. And you could argue either side of that, I think, somewhat effectively. But my personal opinion is prison is its own deck archetype. One might run out Snap here. Why? Just so we have next turn lethal? Okay. You would say prison is control, Oz? Where does Chalice by definition is control? Why? Because it has the word counter on it in two different places, meaning two different things. So, here's a question. Where does Stack sit as far as a deck? Oh, that's true. I think a lot of people only consider decks that like operate solely at instant speed, like traditional count, like produce a 1-mana threat and have counters or something like that. Well, that's not even control. That'd be like a tempo deck, but like, you know what I mean. Stacks is control. Tap out. It's based around resource denial. Okay. So let's bring in Ulamogs. Probably the other Dismember. I think Chalice is actually really bad. Like their opponent is casting 5 and 6 mana things, and does not have a lot of 1 and 2 drops. Cut Trinket Mage, I think. Well, because it's preventing your opponent from playing the game. Oh, for Chalice, yeah. That's fair. We need a cool Hikori Dusk Drinker deck. I always loved that card. Whereas Ravager Shops is aggro or aggro control. Fair. Well, Natural Tron into nothing. I'm going to keep this hand. This hand doesn't do a lot, but I'm going to keep it. Can't remember what the Looter Scooter's real name is. That would be Smuggler's Copter. Okay, opponent starts Forest. We untap. Can't we just have Pyraker tell us whether we made the right choice or not? Play Power Plant. Probably should have played the island legitimately there. Opponent plays a Dungrove Elder. Let's go get Tower. Play the island now. Now we just have to race a Dungrove Elder. Seriously though, not playing the island there was a huge mistake. We had absolutely no reason to play the other Tron land. Opponent casts a Leaf Crown Elder. So we're going to... Hey, Halzer! Thanks for following the stream. We're going to Condescend. We want to scry into a better threat here. Or into any threat, I guess. Field and Tower to the bottom. Get hit for 4. Untap. Draw Condescend. Okay, now we can play Tower. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Soccer Tribe Elder. We should celebrate with Battle of Wits. I can play some Battle of Wits before the stream's up. Damping Sphere? That's kind of rude. I guess we should expect not real decks to play real sideboard cards. Play Power Plant, pass the turn. Hey, Pyraker, thanks for following the stream. You're a wonderful human being. We need to find a repeal or like an Ugin. Because at this point, we're probably going to be able to hardcast an Ugin. Watch Kano teach you how not to play Blue Tron. Is it really how not to play if we still win? Pitch an artifact. Play an island. Pass the turn. We will remand and or condescend literally anything at this point. Which, in reality, punt count is really low tonight. Well, I haven't had near as much to drink, and I'm playing a deck that I am somewhat familiar with, rather than the random jank. Actually, I'm probably going to go refill my glass here in a minute. Dang, that hexproof. Not playing the island was a punt. That is true. We're just not using the counter. Can I blame chat for that? Opponent plays a leaf-crowned elder. So we condescend for 2. Opponent pays. Spatial contortion to the bottom, remand to the bottom. Remand. I mean, have I countered my own spell yet tonight or given my opponent an extra turn? I have not. Oh, hey, Aetherize lets us stay alive. So we have 7 mana. Alright, pass the turn. We could cast Wormcoil, but then we open ourselves up to some kind of weird removal. So I think I'm just going to Aetherize. Opponent plays a forest. Goes attacking. We Aetherize. Put the cards back in their hand. Not a punt, good digging. Thank you. Appreciate that. No, chat is flawless. But it plays a Dungrove Elder, we untap. We draw an island. We'll play the island. Play Wormcoil. Alright, Wormy. Don't die to too much removal and win us this game, please. Indestructible? Well, at least it doesn't have trample. Opponent attacks for 8, so we gain 6. We draw Dismember. Play field. We're 1 mana off? I thought I mathed that right. I did not. Well then. That is unfortunate. Pass the turn. I mean, if we draw an Ugin off the top, we win the game. Even if we have to -5 him. Are we going to get root grappled? Soccer tribe elder. Well, blocking the only way that keeps us alive. Oh, it has indestructible. Dang it. Treasure Mage. Well, we have 9 mana. We can tutor up Wormcoil, play Wormcoil. Never mind, we can't do that. But we can't do anything else other than play Treasure Mage. Yeah, it costs 7. Alright. Not a punt because we literally had no other plays anyway. Opponent cracks for a forest. Well, if they attack conservatively like they have been, we might actually stay alive. Opponent attacks. With everything. With not everything. With everything. With not everything. With not everything. Yep, alright, that does it. Cool. Game 3. We could play Grafdigger's Cage as a hedge against Leaf Crown Elder. But I don't know that that's what we want to do. We can't engineered explosives on 2 because we only have blue mana. I feel like this deck ought to have 1 swamp. I don't know if that's really the right thing to do, but okay, we're just gonna run back. Welcome, new viewers, to the stream. I'm Kano. Right now we're playing some modern mono blue Tron. I hope you all are enjoying yourselves. I'm enjoying myself. Awesome. A blue-black steel list. Ooh. Looks pretty spicy. Yes, I would love to play first. Well, if we don't get Damping Sphered, we should be in a good place. We have blue mana, we have 2 Tron lands. We are going first. I don't think I can in good conscience mulligan this hand. So I'm going to keep it. Play an island, pass the turn. Opponent starts forest. We draw a map. Play mine, pass the turn. Opponent has the Damping Sphere. Alrighty then. Could run out Snapcaster just to start dealing damage to our opponent, which, yeah, I'm actually going to do that. We draw Spatial Contortion. So play Power Plant. Play Map. And attack for 2. Well, that is once map resolves, anyway. If I lose to Tree Folk, I might be mildly upset. I mean, points to the Tree Folk player, but I have sixed. Oh boy. We'll play Field of Ruin. Spatial Contortion. Opponent can draw a card. Damping Sphere is pretty sweet. Attack for 2. Opponent plays a Windswept Heath. They could fetch up that sweet Murmuring Bosk. Opponent plays a Dungrove Elder. Fetches up a Forest. Can't play whatever their 1-drop was because of Damping Sphere. So fetch up Tower, just so that we have Tron assembled. Play Tower. Play Treasure Mage. Yep, tutor up that sweet Worm Coil. Pass the turn. In my experience, it's almost but not quite what you need against Storm, but an almost and not quite what you need against these sort of big mana decks. Depends on how fast you win the game or how much you can protect it. As far as random hoser, it's decent because right now we don't have repeal. Like, if we had repeal, we'd just repeal it, untap player last Tron land, Ulamog them out of the game. But, like, yeah, I can agree with that, Raylin. That seems like a pretty accurate assessment. Opponent plays a Forest. Usually just enough versus Storm. So block Dungrove Elder. Untap. We draw Aetherize. Play Urza's Mine. Play Worm Coil. Pass the turn. Depending on what our opponent has and does, we might just take the hit. If they want to play the I almost said Merfolk, the Tree Folk that has the what do you call it? Indestructible rider text on it that I can't remember. Timber Protector. They play Timber Protector here. We might just take the hit so that we can like swing back and then Aetherize when they attack. This is an old Extended Elves combo deck. Would be a bad Legacy deck now. I don't recognize a lot of names in this list. Okay, so opponent is attacking for a ton. 15. We'll take the hit. Untap. We draw Urza's Mine. Play Urza's Mine. Attack for 6. Opponent shouldn't block. They don't. We go up to 11, pass the turn. Now, if our opponent can like root grapple our island here, we are toast. But in the other than that unlikely event, this Aetherize should be pretty sweet, especially if they're going to go for this Basilisk color right here. They're not going to be able to recast anything. Except maybe a Treefolk Harbinger. There's a Treefolk Harbinger. Okay. They're going to tutor for something to put on top of their deck. Another Timber Protector. Okay. Opponent swings in for 1,000,000. We Aetherize. Depending on your definition of fun, Aetherize is indeed fun. Attack for 6. Opponent can just chump with the Indestructible, but because we have a second Worm Coil, having the life here is pretty nice. Play Academy Ruins. 4, 5, 6. Oh no, RGNK Phoenix is here. Can I explain why I'm playing Tron? Because I was having a lot of success in 2-mans with it. Honestly, officer, I don't know what I was doing. When fun means saying no, you play blue. That's true. Gemstone Caverns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are back to being 1 mana off of casting Ulamog. I think the command is card. Green Tron can at least fight the hate. So can this deck if we ever draw a repeal. Opponent suits up with a Basilisk Collar. Oh, but Tron? I don't know. I just wanted to make some people hate themselves. I guess. Chump with a Worm Coil. Alright, land off the top, please. Don't you feel dirty for playing Tron? A little bit. There's the land. And finally, we get to that sweet, hard-cast Ulamog. Let's nuke, I guess, the Timber Protectors. Oh, shoot. We have to nuke 1 Timber Protector and the Dauntless Dower. No, we don't. We have an indestructible creature. Let's hit the Timber Protectors. Bark. We'll just attack with the Worm Coil. You're gonna need a shower afterwards? So will I. To be fair, our opponent has made us play fair all last game and all this game. We're only tapping for 1 extra mana, and we've only had 1 colored mana the entire time. I'm just gonna say I'm disappointed and leave it at that. What if we do, like, taking turns Tron? Can we do that? Like, if we War of Invention into a Panoptic Mirror, and then Panoptic Mirror Time Warp, and just have the Tron lands in the deck as an additional way to cheat stuff out, then you'll be fine with it? Alright. You and me can work on that deck if you'd like. Slightly disappointed we're not playing blue-green or blue-white Tron. How can you be disappointed in the Mindslaver? Hey, we have milled our opponent completely out, so we can take a look at their sweet list if we'd like. Also, Phoenix, we did get completely karmic justice. We took this into a competitive league, and we went 1-3 immediately. We've won every the 7 2-mans today. I've won in a row with this deck, with the league in the middle of it, where we went like awfully because we had to mulligan down to like 2 to see more than one land. Opponent's approach was barking up the wrong trees.